You're listening to Cross Rhythms Plymouth 96.3 FM, and I've got the pleasure and privilege of being joined by two ladies who will be performing live for us at our next showcase, the Cross Rhythms Plymouth Showcase, coming up on the 13th of February. It's Beth and Emily, otherwise known as fieldlily. Hi, ladies.
Hey.
It's great to have you. Great to have you here. Great to have you chatting to us on Zoom. You're not too far away, are you? You're based in the southwest. You're in Exeter area-ish at the moment. Is that right?
Yeah, Exeter. Em's literally just moved back down from the Midlands. So yeah, now we're both back in Devon. So yeah.
Love it. Great. And we're really excited to have you perform at the showcase. We're going to talk more about that in this interview, kind of promote that a little bit. But before that, you guys have been on quite a musical journey. You're both related. Talk to us about kind of your relationship, your sisters, and sort of where music sort of started for you guys and your sort of journey with that as performers together.
Yeah. So the cat is just joined. So yeah, we grew up in a very musical family. Our mum was very involved in music at church, and it was very like normal in our family to kind of get together and just sing just for the fun of it, like at family events and stuff. Me and Em kind of have sung together since we were really small. We would sing with mum at different like church events and stuff, and she'd teach us like the harmonies before we kind of knew how to do it ourselves.
Wow.
And then yeah, we kind of started writing songs probably in our early teens, I think, together. And then with Meg, who was in Wildwood Kin as well, we would just love getting together and singing together and creating arrangements for songs. And yeah, and then we formed our first band in I can't remember which year it was.
It was like 2012 or 13.
Yeah, I was doing my GCSEs and
Wow.
A levels, weren't you?
Yeah.
And yeah, we kind of just like started doing open mic nights and stuff, and then things kind of just snowballed from there quite unexpectedly. So
was that the birthing of Wildwood Kin? Because obviously I was going to get to that. A lot of listeners will know you guys, sorry, as Wildwood Kin. Because obviously that did, as you say, kind of snowball. It got pretty big. You got a lot of recognition nationally, regionally, and all kinds of stuff. So you started Wildwood Kin in your GCSEs, Beth. Wow.
Yeah. I remember when we just made our Facebook page and like had the official name, and I sort of walked in to school, and then all my mates were like, "What? You've started a band?" And it was like quite weird because I was quite sort of shy and quiet at school, and I don't think people really knew I was music. But I obviously invited them to like the page, so it was weird. Yeah.
That's amazing. I love that. So that was Wildwood Kin. I mean, I suppose, get to the elephant in the room. So like, you're not Wildwood Kin, you're fieldlily. Is Wildwood Kin no longer happening? Is it on pause? Like, for people who are fans of Wildwood, sort of speak to that a little bit as much as you can, and then explain what fieldlily is and how you guys came up with that.
Yeah, so we did Wildwood Kin for, what was it, 12 years? 10,
yeah, probably
10 to 12 years, can't think quite how long. And I think things started to change a bit during lockdown, where we were all in different parts of the country. Meg started getting into youth work, and she just did so well with that and felt like that was where she wanted to be moving forward, like as we were coming out of like the pandemic, which we totally understood, and it kind of felt like it came to like a natural end, or like in that season.
Yeah,
that was
the label that we were with, it was kind of, we'd come to a point where we had to like kind of split with them because of other things that it was kind of out of our control, really, the way it happened. So yeah, it felt like it was like a good time. There was quite a natural like end, like gentle end to it.
And I think initially we kind of thought, well, we'll probably have a bit of a break, because it was difficult for us after doing it as a three for so long, kind of like imagining moving forward without Meg. As much as we totally honoured like her decision,
Sure.
It was hard for us to kind of comprehend for a while. Just like going forward musically, we were trying to think of whether we should go ahead under Wildwood still. And I think it was probably a year that it took us, probably about a year to decide what we wanted to do, and what we felt was right really. And I think we were going back and forth, weren't we?
I think like from a like business perspective, it was like a silly idea.
A lot of people told us that like it didn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
But we kind of we felt a real peace about maybe like putting it to bed for now, but not completely. In future, perhaps we might do some stuff with Meg again under Wildwood, which would be really cool. But for now, we kind of thought let's just take like a step to the side and create a new project. So it doesn't mean that Wildwood is like gone forever, and we still really thankful that we have a lot of support from fans who still listen to our music as Wildwood. But it's been nice to kind of not feel like we've got that pressure to kind of keep things the way that they were or push through.
We've had a bit of a time to reset and really think like how do we actually want to do music moving forward. So I think if we'd continued, it would have almost like there'd been pressure to kind of do like bigger albums with like more labels and stuff like that, and it just didn't feel peaceful for us to kind of like go forward performing the songs that we've been like performing with Meg and like that we'd written together. And this kind of just made the most sense for us, like it sort of gave us the most peace.
Love that. Well, we're going to stop for some music, pick up the conversation with Beth and Emily shortly after this. You're listening to Cross Rhythms Plymouth in conversation with fieldlily. So you might have known them as being Wildwood, Beth and Emily. We've kind of talked about that in the first section of our interview, sort of where Wildwood started back when you girls were teenagers, which is pretty cool. Just really developed, massively successful, probably more than certainly I imagine more than you expected when you were doing your GCSEs, Beth. But I loved what you said there about how things went a different way. You two and Meg wanted to do her own thing. So you had a decision to make of like, do we carry on with Wildwood or do we do our own thing? And what's really interesting, what occurred to me is like, there's precedent on both sides from loads of artists. So like, I can think of loads of bands where like they've changed their lineup, but kept the name and carried on being like, comes to mind sort of the Sugar Babes. They've changed their lineup over the years as a pop band and then gone back to the original lineup and stuff. And then there's bands where they keep the integrity of like the band members and then do side projects and stuff. So you've gone that route, which is totally cool. So with the showcase in mind, which is our event coming up on the 13th of Feb, what is a fieldlily show like? What does that look like for you girls? And sort of, I suppose, how long did it take, and I suppose is it taking for you to sort of hone what your show looks like for the two of you when you've been doing Wildwood shows for so long? What's the fieldlily show like? Tell me about
that. I think I'd say that the fieldlily stuff's a bit more stripped back, I think. I guess for now, I think the songs we've written, they feel a lot more kind of singer-songwriter acoustic-y. I think with Wildwood there was like always a lot of drums and like electric guitar. We don't want to lose the electric guitar. I'm still playing that, but like it's been quite nice that we can kind of just turn up to the gigs and like I've got my acoustic and bouzouki and Em mainly plays the electric at the minute, but I think it probably feels a bit different, but I think the core kind of elements of like the harmonies, that's always going to be like a very vital part of our sound. We've done some gigs with like full band as well, but I don't know.
We've made sure that when we've done it in that kind of setting that there's like that sensitivity to the songs, because the songs, like Beth said, are a bit more stripped back. I suppose there's like an ambience to it still. Is that the right word? I think again, with the harmonies, like that's always going to be important to us, and like that's like our favorite thing to do. And I suppose maybe like the songwriting style is very similar in some ways.
I think it's probably more developed though. Like I think it probably doesn't sound like a total like what's the word? Like it's not totally gone away from what people might have heard with Wild Kin stuff, but I think just over time, obviously, like we started writing the songs on like the albums that we released when we were probably like teenagers. So I think I hope that our writing style is like developed a lot, and people can kind of hear like a more of a maturity in our writing. But we still write like about the same kind of themes and stuff.
Great. Yeah. That's really cool. I mean, so when you play live then, do you play purely new Field Lily stuff? Do you do any like general covers, or do you do like some Wildwood back catalogue stuff just for fun, or do you kind of leave that sort of sacrosanct and don't touch it?
So we definitely, I think we wanted to prioritize playing the new Field Lily stuff. We're still like writing more songs for longer sets because I guess we've been used to doing like maybe like 40-minute sets. So I think we've got just enough for that. But then we are like playing a cover. Like we do really enjoy playing covers and like doing new arrangements of covers. So, but then we did do a gig recently that was like an hour and a bit, and we brought back some of the Wild Kin songs. But I think we prefer to do like the new stuff. But like we're not against like playing Wild Kin stuff if we need to.
Yeah, that's great. That's really exciting. So where are you at then with the Field Lily journey? So like, have you got kind of an album in the making? Like, have you got loads of songs that you've written that you haven't released yet or haven't played yet? What's the sort of progress?
We released Sunrise, one of our tracks, which we kind of we released it under like a collaboration with Wild Kin and Field Lily, just to kind of bridge that, like make that transition, because we were performing Sunrise as Wild Kin like towards the end, but we didn't want to lose that. So that was kind of our first introduction under Field Lily as a release. We've got quite a few songs now that we would really love to record. We are in the process of recording, and that we're hoping that we can release an EP this year. So we're kind of like raising funds for that. We're in the process of planning dates, stuff like that. It takes quite a lot of time to we like to plan maybe too much. So we're actually about to launch a fundraising campaign for an EP, the making of an EP. Nice. You guys are the first to hear this actually. Right. So by the time we perform for you guys later on in February, we'll have already launched that, and hopefully that will help us kind of
keep things moving.
Because I think that's like the aim for us now, is to get some releases out, and then start writing some new songs so we can add that to our repertoire as well.
Amazing. Super, super exciting. Well, we're so grateful that you're going to be performing at the showcase. And if you're listening to this or checking it out on our social media, this interview, then do make sure you get yourself tickets. Go to Eventbrite, search Cross Rhythms Plymouth Showcase, and it's the 13th of Feb. 7 for a 7:30 start, and it will be an amazing opportunity to hear Field Lily just, I suppose, on the early stages of this new, fresh, exciting journey for you ladies, and we're excited to be part of that and to be showcasing you, as the name suggests, here in Plymouth. So thank you for your time, ladies, and wish you all the best, and see you soon.
Thank you for having us.